out. We are playing two 35-minute halves. Nick, we're almost ready to go here. We'll mention that Adele Arsenault is the referee today. Brandon Lund and Will Fragem are running the lines as assistant referees, and Haley Percy is the fourth official. The Newfoundland and Labrador girls are on the left in a pale blue uniform, a little bit like Manchester City, you might think, Nick. And the Island under-13s are in a bright green. We'll call it kind of like an Irish green. And they're playing 4-4-2. And the Newfoundland girls are set up in a 4-3-3. We're underway here now. Everybody getting a touch in the early go up the right-hand side. Ball stays in. No, that one is throw to the UPEI girl, the Prince Edward Island girls.
Certainly a great day for soccer, John. It's warm. There's a little bit of a breeze there. We can see in the flags to our left. Spectators that we have here today, a good crowd. I think you've heard that all the Newfoundland parents have come over. Is that correct, John?
Yes,
or certainly the majority of them are here for the championships this weekend.
And many of them are staying on after the tournament to kind of enjoy the tourism hospitality of Prince Edward Island, Nick.
Well, certainly hasn't been great weather-wise the last week or so, but we've got some nice sunshine today.
They've timed it just right.
Indeed, indeed. Yeah, and just to mention, too, that our boys, Newfoundland is hosting the boys' competition this weekend, so reciprocal arrangement with the 13 and 14 boys being held in Newfoundland.
Is that at Cornerbrook, Nick, or in St. John's this year?
Do you know what? I'm not exactly sure where it is, John.
I think the last time I was there for under-13s, it was in that nice facility they have in Cornerbrook. Okay, they're early going here, early doors. Neither team really settling. Newfoundland girls are a little quicker on the ball. Fairly scrambly. Good battle there.
Number 17, Georgia Shields, the one girl from West Prince on the Island squad. Tall redhead girl in the midfield for PEI.
Good battle there on the edge of the 18-yard box. Still PEI in control of the ball. Goes out in the far side and a throw-in to the Newfoundland and Labrador under-13s.
Two twins on the PEI squad, Jericho and Georgia Doucette. I've seen them grow up playing soccer for a few years at the Winslow Soccer Club. Jericho a strong defender. Georgia the strong defender, and Jericho more of a attacking midfield player.
Both these teams, Nick, told me prior to the game that the coaches were saying that they'd spent a lot of the winter, a lot of their run up to this tournament working on their skills and technique, the passing and control, and free set pieces, free kicks, what to do in certain instances. Nice through ball there. Looks like the keeper is, whoa, is there an opportunity here? Are they going to find, oh yes! Mistake between the right back and the goalkeeper there. Allowed the ball to come off the upright and right onto the boot of a Newfoundland and Labrador player who was following play in smartly. Something you always tell your players when the ball goes in toward the goal, always follow the ball in because you might get a rebound. And that's what happened.
Just confirm the score. I think it was the number 9. I think it was Ellery Clouston that had the final touch there. But an early lesson for the PEI girls that any mistake at this level you get punished for. As you say, it was a bit of a mix-up between the defender and the goalkeeper. Came off the post, and in the end it was a fairly easy tap-in, but that's what happens when you put pressure on the back line. And good start for the Newfoundland team that you said flew in. Didn't take the bus or the ferry this time. They're all
fresh.
They're fresh.
Yeah.
They didn't have that ferry ride, so they'll be up for this game. There's no question about that, and they're off to a great start.
Less than 4 minutes into the game, Nick, and they've got the lead. But here's Prince Edward Island pressing on the edge of the box. Chance for a shot here. Crowded out. Still, PEI with a chance to get the game under control. They seem to have gotten over their nerves a little bit. One of the things I was thinking when I watched that goal go in, Nick, is that the keeper, there was a little bit of uncertainty by the keeper, a little bit of uncertainty by the fullback, And one of the things I always remember being told when I was a youth, make sure you call it. It's my ball. You know, the goalkeeper's got to come out and say it's my ball, or the defender's got to tell the goalkeeper, come and get that ball, or somebody's got to take charge, I guess, is the short lesson on it.
And those are the things that players at this age level are still learning. I mean, they're learning the techniques and they're learning how to actually play the game with the ball at their feet. But there's so much other stuff as well, that goes into becoming a more rounded and polished soccer player. The game management side of things, making those decisions, and that's exactly a good reason there. Suddenly she was faced with a decision. She just knocked the ball back. The goalkeeper had come. A little bit of indecision, and that's what led to the goals. But those are the learning points that a tournament like this is able to provide that they wouldn't get otherwise.
It's a negative thing, but good experience.
Yep. Oh, absolutely. And that's exactly what this tournament is for the under 13, certainly age group. Is that it is all about. I mean, this is the first time a lot of these girls have even played on a full-size field until this year. Certainly on Prince Edward Island, we used the 3/4 size field at 9 versus 9. So they're still getting used to the dimensions and the logistics, playing 11 on 11, having more space, the size of the field, etc. So this is what makes the program so good, is that it really is introducing the full game concept to these players at this age group.
Zoe Olskamp's been doing a nice job in the midfield for the Island girls. This one coming over here in the near sideline to Sophie Leclerc.
Certainly Shields there is having plenty of the ball in the midfield for PEI. That's overrun there.
Lucy Toms trying to get things going down the right-hand side here for Newfoundland and Labrador. First to the ball there. Nice job by Katie Grace Noy. Keeper Ramsey didn't have a problem picking that one up. Doesn't clear it very far, though. In these early minutes, I have to say the Newfoundland and Labrador girls are looking a little bit more threatening, Nick. They're a little bit better on the ball so far. And they've been the first to settle. And I think sometimes a goal will do that for you. When you get a goal, it just kind of erases all your nerves and all your uncertainty and gives you some confidence.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely it does. And, we've seen it at the university level, John. You and I do the UPI games, how well the Memorial program has done in the last few years. And this is where it all starts. Memorial isn't a university that goes out and gets a lot of imports from other areas of Canada. They build their own team, and they've been excellent at Canada games and university level. And this is where it all starts for those girls.
Yeah.
That's their career path.
It's a great
Canada
program.
games and play for the university. It's it's a testament to what they do. And as we know, Newfoundland is a real soccer hotbed, and I'm sure there's lots of people tuning into the broadcast right now as UPI try and get something back here.
There's an opportunity. First shot on goal. And an easy save for the keeper, Ellie King. Good conversation there between the Newfoundland girls on this right-hand side. Talking another big part of the game, Nick, that they're learning here. Fullback was looking to see what she could do up the line there, and the midfielder right away called out up the line, and it just makes things so easy.
Absolutely.
For everybody.
Yep. Again, it's one of those learning points that they'll be getting now they're in this sort of high-performance provincial program.
This is Leclerc now trying to get things going for PEI.
Number 11, Toms, is seeing lots of the ball for the Newfoundland squad on this right-hand side. And here's number 9, Clouston, who we think had the final touch on the goal. We'll confirm that one at half-time, John.
It was kind of served up there on a platter. It was pretty hard not to score. So coming up to about the 10-minute mark on the first 35 minutes of the first half here between Newfoundland and Labrador under-13s and the host Prince Edward Island under-13s. The Newfoundland and Labrador girls have a 1-0 lead. They have been a little bit more aggressive. They've been hungrier for the ball. They were gifted a goal to give them a goal just after the 3-minute mark. A ball that was played back to the keeper, misplayed, came off the post, and landed at the feet of a Newfoundland and Labrador girl we think was Clouston, and she tapped it home. Since then, it's been a little bit of back and forth, a little bit scrambly.
How they use their substitutes in this tournament, John, is going to be a big thing. It is a development tournament. Obviously, everybody's here to try and win it, of course, but the idea is to get the players in. And I think you were talking to the coach there before the game from Newfoundland, Maria Mackey, and said the idea is to give everybody as much fair and equal playing time as possible throughout the 4 days.
Yeah, so you're not sitting on the bench. You know you're going to get in. You don't feel like a sub. You feel like part of the team.
And I think the rules state, I think, is it's 7 substitutes during regulation and unlimited at the half. So so that should mean that everybody will get a few minutes. If not today, then tomorrow. As you say, there's 4 games in 4 days. And certainly if it stays as warm as this over the course of the next 4 days, you're going to need those players on the bench.
We might even get a water break here, Nick, if it stays this warm. There is an opportunity in the game for the referee to halt the game or pause the game so that both sides could take a breather and get themselves a little bit of water. Early going here, it's probably in the high teens here now, gone its way up to the mid-teens later today.
I think you will be seeing the water breaks.
It's a good ball. Great idea up the right-hand side here. Just a little bit too far for Lucy Toms, who's been busy for the Newfoundland. Chested that one down nicely. Toms again, a little pressure on the back line. Struggling there was Callie McDonald, and looks like it's gone out for a corner.
Corner kick. Certainly, as you said, John, the Newfoundland girls right now are carrying the greater threat in the game. Just clicking a little bit more offensively. Their passing is just a little bit more assured.
A little bit better control.
Using the full width of the field probably a little bit better too than the PEI girls, and that's why we're seeing the wide plays for Newfoundland on the ball so much.
Coach Mackey was telling me prior to the game, Nick, that they spend a lot of time in the work up to this tournament on set pieces. So let's see if all that endeavor pays off for them here. Covering a short one, probably off the training ground. Ball played in the top of the box here. Oh, good tackle there. Relieving the pressure. Georgia Shields. But there's a referee.
Giving a handball, I think, there.
I didn't quite see. It looked like it bounced up toward the hand, but I mean, pretty hard to tell. Referee certainly closer to it than I am. And this is a nice area for a free kick, Nick. Let's see what the free kick tactical set piece work has been like. Let's see what they can do with this. They're about, what would we call that, maybe 25 yards out?
Murphy with it. It's a nice
over
strike.
the top.
Beautiful
Oh,
goal.
what a goal.
Number 6 there, Lacey Murphy. Drove that with purpose. She knew what she was doing there. Wearing the captain's armband for the Newfoundland squad, and she certainly, she's been dominant, I think, the number 6 for Newfoundland and Labrador in the first 15 minutes. That was a great finish.
Goalkeeper reached for that one, but King was unable to get a mitt on it and tap it over the bar. It looked like it was going to go over the bar, Nick, and then just at the end, it dipped down under the bar. Keeper tried to get something going, but
certainly one of the, I guess, the disadvantages of girls soccer is the height of the goalkeepers. They haven't quite reached their full vertical yet, so any high shots you often see in the girls' game, especially at the younger age levels, can often result in a goal. And certainly it was Murphy who hit that one and gave goalkeeper no chance.
Often the taller girls at this age level, Nick, end up in the basketball program somewhere, and that might be a factor.
Yep. No, it's just a fact of life that certainly in the girls' program, anything that's high always has a very good chance of finding its way into the net.
Prince Edward Island trying to get something going on the far side there. They do have a throw-in. So after just over 15 minutes of play here now, Newfoundland and Labrador to a full value 2-0 lead over Prince Edward Island in the first game of the Atlantic Under-13 Girls All-Star Championships here in Charlottetown today. Beautiful sunny morning.
Free kick now for the Island team, so see if they can get something going here. I think Zoe Olskamp will be a target here. Tall girl, number 12 for PEI.
Yeah, she looks like she's cruising near the penalty spot. Ball served in nicely. Too close to the keeper, though. Nice, comfortable save. Good boot there by the keeper. Here's another, it's almost a carbon copy, Nick, of the same problem that we saw that led to the first goal.
Just that indecision. Is the goalkeeper come in? Is the defender going to deal with it? Yep, it is. It's that communication issue. But also it's the, defender just wondering, is it the goalkeeper's ball? Should I deal with it?
There's another case of it right here. Keeper did come away off her line there and was offering to support the back. Free kick here to the Island girls.
I'm sure Ashley McKenna, who's a goalkeeper herself, the coach of PEI, will be just trying to sort that out maybe a little bit at half-time. So there's the communication piece at the back between goalkeeper and defenders is clear. Ashley herself was a fine goalkeeper and certainly wasn't averse to telling her defenders what to do.
Wasn't shy, no.
No. No, she wasn't.
When it came to that sort of thing.
No. Again, it's Tom's on this right-hand side, causing some problems.
Well, for their first time on a full field, Nick, the Newfoundland and Labrador girls look right at home. And they're taking advantage of the wide parts of the field. Ooh, kind of dangerous
risky
here.
there. Just in, that's a goal. Again, number 6, Murphy, with a beautiful goal.
Yeah. Clipped it right over the top of the keeper.
Again, it was that high shot, but she had the vision to see where the goalkeeper was. I mean, she had lifted her head, and that was a beautiful finish.
And a poor giveaway by the back line of the Island girls. They weren't able to get the ball out of their own end. They weren't able to clear their lines, and it paid off for the Newfoundland and Labrador squad. All is not lost, though. PEI is picking things up here, putting a little pressure on the Newfoundland and Labrador girls. Might be able to get a corner out of this. No. Referee saw something she didn't like, maybe a push in the back.
Just a bit over enthusiastic by Sophie Leclerc, the number 9 for
good
Prince Edward
interception
Island.
there. Going wide would be good. Yeah, here's Olskamp going to do that now. Nice turn there. Good through ball. Keeper well off her line.
That was more decisive by Prince Edward Island goalkeeper there. Kenzie Ramsey.
Lucy Thomas has been a real threat down the right-hand side for the Newfoundland and Labrador girls here in the first half.
I'm going to see a few changes by the Newfoundland coach. Looks like Riley Carroll is going to be going off. She's one of the players leaving. She's been playing at right back.
And is that Hannah Neville going off as well, I think?
Number 13.
Or maybe it was, maybe it's Thomas that is going off.
I think it was Neville. And also looks like
Emily Fleming is coming in.
and Toms has gone off as well. So Toms has gone off. Change at right back. Looks like a change at right midfield. And a change up front for Newfoundland.
Number of the girls on the both these squads, Nick, have been incorporated into that Whitecaps youth program that gives them a little bit of a taste of what it's like at the top in youth soccer. Both teams with some good Whitecap experience here in their squads. Nice to see the ball going across the field there.
It's certainly it's a great partnership that the Atlantic provinces have with the Vancouver Whitecaps. They have an identification level at the under 12 now, which brings in those keen players at under 12, and they sort of work their way through the program. And if they show promise and potential, then they're invited to Vancouver for some camps with the Whitecaps program. So it's a great program for these younger players, starting them off early. And as we've seen this week with both the Canadian men's and women's team, the development of the game in Canada is still very much an open book in terms of trying to get the men's and women's team up to that elite world-class status. Certainly the women are a little bit closer than the men's right now, but both programs working hard and relying on the provinces to create to put into practice the programs. And here's Murphy again.
Good run there by Murphy down the right-hand side and a good cross. The Newfoundland girls are just first to the ball, a little bit hungrier, Nick.
And their technique just looks a little bit more assured. Lifting their head, knocking it back, takes a touch there.
Davis Tucker with her first touch of the game.
And the purpose of these tournaments, these Atlantic, they've been around for a long time. There's great collaboration between the Atlantic provinces in putting these programs on. In the hope that one day these some of these girls will indeed end up on national team programs somewhere. This is the starting point for them.
Nice bit of 1-2 there. Callie McDonald's been put through her paces down this right-hand side.
She's working hard there. She's certainly up against some stiff opposition on this right-hand side. It was Thomas that's gone off.
I'm guessing too, Nick, that World Women's Soccer Championship underway now this month. They're getting closer to the final. America and Holland in the final. I imagine that would be a great kind of a showcase for young girls, young players like this to kind of get them excited and see what is possible, see what players at the top do. Getting some tips off these kind of players too, Nick. It's
absolutely. Oh, no question. I mean, especially the quality and the standard that's that we're seeing in the women's game right now across, well, worldwide. Countries that didn't really have very strong women's programs maybe 10 years ago are really developed now. So Canada has to keep pace. And it's through programs like the All-Star program here in the Atlantic region that will hopefully be the feeder for the national team in the future.
So it's been all Newfoundland and Labrador here. As we're getting closer to the end of the first half, we can mention that our producer and camera operator today is Brian McRae. Nick and I know Brian several years now. Not only was he a great cameraman at the CBC, he does terrific work for us at the university level when the AUS games come to town in the fall. Brian McRae doing the camera work and the production on 360 Live. Well, here's an opportunity now. Yeah, because you're going to get to that one. Is the keeper going to... Oh, keeper came well off her line there.
I think there you saw the sort of the difference maybe between the Newfoundland keeper with the confidence and what we've seen so far from the PEI goalkeeper this time King in the Newfoundland goal was out very quickly. Made sure that she dealt with the situation because there was a good opportunity there for Prince Edward Island. I think it may have been Bader on the far side who had the breakaway.
Let's see what she does with a goal kick. Plays it short. Comes out of the box.
This is something else that you see, John, at the youth levels is the style. You know, they're all encouraged to try and play out of the back rather than just boot the ball down the field.
Good battle there.
The provinces are all following a very similar blueprint, which is, you know, to create good technical players, and part of that is by being able to be comfortable on the ball and playing out of the back and passing it is one of those things that they're told to encourage, and I think you'll see a lot of that over the course of this weekend.
Good call by the keeper there. She could have picked that one up to save her a goal kick. It's a lot easier to kick a ball up the field out of your hands than it is off the floor. And they're playing it out of the back, as Nick was just explaining.
Yeah. And then you'll see things like that. You'll see it break down a lot, but it's still something that they're encouraged to do. You know, it's not an easy skill to make that 3-4 passes and move the ball down the field, but this is the age level where it's being introduced, and they're expected to try and put it into practice. But it takes a lot of practice, of course it does. Does Newfoundland make another change? You know, it can be maybe if you're a parent on the sidelines, you might be watching thinking, well, why don't they just boot it down the field and get it out of the danger area? But that isn't the purpose of what the
not anymore
of what the program is about. It's supposed to be playing it on the floor and you know, make space and make awareness. And if you're going to make mistakes, you're going to make mistakes. That's part and parcel, and it's what's accepted with this program.
And over time, everybody knows their part. Everybody knows their role, where they should be, what they should do with it, who's moving to receive the ball, control. All those things come together in a piece like that. Looks like that one's going to go out, so we'll another goal kick for Newfoundland and Labrador. We'll get a chance to see part two of that, working it out from the back here. Let's see how they do. She's going to switch sides.
As you can see, John, the fullbacks have both taken wide positions there.
Yep.
And sure enough, there it goes.
That's all drill. It all comes off the training ground. Good talking there, bringing the ball across the field.
So there we had 3 or 4 nice passes by the Newfoundland, but it does, as I say, at this level, it will more often than not break down at some particular point. But as you go through the age groups you'll see it more, probably better executed in the next game at the 14s, and even next week when it's the under 15s and the under 16s, you'll see it better then. But this is where it's introduced, this concept of trying to play it out the back, be comfortable on the ball, and move it around.
The Newfoundland and Labrador girls certainly do look comfortable on the ball. They're moving it across the field, getting a nice touch on, getting a head up and seeing what's available. And it's showing on the scoreboard here. After more than 28 minutes here in Charlottetown this morning, Newfoundland and Labrador leading by a score of 3-0. Game 1 of the under 13, under 14 Atlantic All-Star Championships being played all this week at the University of Prince Edward Island Turf Field in Charlottetown. And Nick, it looks like we're going to have excellent weather. I don't see any rain in the forecast all the way through to the finals on Sunday. Oh, took her eye off the ball there. Davis Tucker feeding it forward.
That's a nice pass
nice
there.
Pass here.
Nice
You
3,
get
4 passes.
Yeah, there we go.
That's it. That's
what you like to see.
Yep.
Good push-off move there, keeping the defender off her. It was Ellery Clouston there was able to get herself free. All it took was get an arm up and keep the defender off you. Something that isn't emphasized enough, I think, is the use of arms when you're on the ball. Make yourself big, get your arms up, keep a possible defender off you and away from the ball. And strength. You have to use a little bit of strength, and helps you make some space. Danger not past here yet. You know, Newfoundland and Labrador, as they have been all morning, they've been first to the ball, winning the battles, nipping in and getting some free balls, 50-50s. Chance to shoot here. She's going to get a shot away. No, she decides to go into the top of the box. Opportunity here. Oh, what a save. What a sensational save there by goalkeeper Mackenzie Ramsey, to stopping it going to 4-0. Got herself down, Nick, very quickly, got down to the floor, got her arms and hands out, and just turned it around the post. Excellent goalkeeping by Ramsey.
Nice movement with the ball, though, as well, by the Newfoundland girls. 3 or 4 nice passes in there.
Yeah.
Making a little bit of space, a short pass, and then the ball came out. I think it may have been Maria Piercy that had the final shot, the number 10 for Newfoundland. And as you say, it was a fine save by the goalkeeper, Ramsey.
Let's see what they do with this set piece. Quick shot. They can make it to the corner. Oh, keeper got there just in time to get something on it.
I think it may have been the defender on the goal line. I think it got the final touch, but I think the offside flag may have gone up already. So it wouldn't have counted.
So we have about 5 minutes to play here now in the opening half of the tournament here in Charlottetown. Again, playing it out of the back. Got to control it. Good battling. Touches, yeah. Could you get her? Oh, nicely done. Nice job there by Sarah Lewis, getting herself free with a nice little touch. A nutmeg. Throw in by LeClaire. Lewis again.
Once again, it was number 6, Lacey Murphy, who was there doing the tidying up for Newfoundland and Labrador.
Throw in on the far side of Prince Edward Island, still knocking on the door here for their first goal of the tournament. Good turn there. A bit of a push in the back. Referee spotted it. Free kick coming up to Prince Edward Island. Not a dangerous spot, but could spark a goal here if they get it into the what they call the mixer, I guess, Nick. If they can loft one in toward the penalty spot and get a little scramble, maybe able to put one home here before the end of the first half.
Certainly give them a little bit of confidence. If they can get one in, it's going to be Georgia Doucette with the free kick.
Nicely placed. No one on the other end of it.
It's a little bit too close to goalkeeper King, who had a little bobble but was quick to recover.
One of the things I noticed on that, at that distance, that would be maybe close to 40 meters. I'm thinking, why would you have a wall there? Why would you have a 2-player wall at a 40-meter free kick? I don't know. Kind of a misuse of players, I think. Almost the goalkeeper is going to get to almost every one of those. Again, the fullbacks drop into that spot just outside the 18-yard box, and keeper tees this one up. Plays it out to the left-hand side. Oh, kind of slippery touch there. Good battling there by the Island girls on the far side.
It's only asking a lot of the fullbacks who know they're going to receive the ball in a dangerous area pretty much a lot of the time when it comes from those free kicks. They know they're going to be put under pressure quickly, so they've got to learn to be able to get their head up and play.
Tucker Davis with a nice run down the right-hand side from her
She's been lively
right
since she
back.
come on as substitute. She's getting
Right.
forward as much as possible.
Yeah. She's quick, too.
This is Davis Tucker, the number 16 for Newfoundland. I think what you'll see Coach McKenna do at half-time, she sort of resisted making too many changes in this first half. She's letting these girls play it through. And what you'll see is a few changes at the half, I imagine, by Coach McKenna to get more players in, as the fourth official indicates there'll be 2 extra minutes. No injuries, just for substitutions and balls out of play.
Coach McKenna was telling me pre-game that in all their exhibition and friendlies leading up to the tournament, they were not shut out once. And they were always able to score at least 1 goal, so that is something they can look forward to. They know they have a goal or 2 in them.
I had the opportunity to actually referee a couple of those exhibition games that they played. The New Brunswick girls came over for a couple of exhibitions, and I refereed one of the games. And Prince Edward Island certainly looked very good that day. They won by at least 4 or 5 goals, if I remember rightly, and moved the ball around very, very well. I think it was a split squad, New Brunswick. I don't think it was their full provincial team, but either way, certainly PEI that day looked like they certainly knew where the net was.
So we played the 35 minutes, and as Nick said, we're into 2 minutes of extra time here to close out the first half. Prince Edward Island trying to get themselves going here and get on the score sheet. That's something I noticed in these first opening minutes of the tournament, Nick, is that bringing a high ball down for boys, a pretty simple deal, seems to be a little bit more onerous for girls. They have a little bit of trouble bringing a ball down out of the air. The ball bounces, and before you know it, the opposition has got their boot on it, and they're away from you. LeClaire has been a bright spot, the left-sided midfielder. She's been a bright spot here for, here she is again on the ball for Prince Edward Island. And that brings the first 35 minutes to an end. Newfoundland and Labrador with a 3-0 well-deserved lead, showing just a little bit more ability, a little bit more technique, skill, and togetherness than we've seen from the PEI girls so far. But we have another 35 minutes to go. And Nick and I will be back with that after the break.
girls have got nice big numbers on their jerseys.
That's right.
That helps us.
We're almost set here for the beginning of the second 35 minutes of Game 1 of the Atlantic Under-13, Under-14 All-Star Championships being played all this week in Charlottetown at the University of Prince Edward Island's beautiful turf facility. And the Newfoundland and Labrador Under-13 girls are ahead by a score of 3-0. A well-deserved lead according to Nick and I's estimation of how the game's been going and the quality of the play by the Newfoundland and Labrador girls. Just a little bit better, a little bit more confident and experienced, a little bit better on the ball. But that's over now, and there's another 35 minutes for the Island girls to show what they can do, and see if some of that work they've been putting in for the previous weeks and months, Nick, is going to show for them here in the second half. Coach McKenna did tell me that they have not been shut out in any of their preseason friendly warm-up games leading to this tournament. So there are some goals in there, and it's just a matter of them finding a way to get through that back line of the Newfoundland and Labrador squad.
And you've almost got to look at the second half as a different game, John. You know, we see a lot of changes probably have been made at half-time already. I see, certainly from the PEI side, a number of players out there that we didn't see in the first half. So that's how you've got to look at it. Coach McKenna probably saying, okay, the first half's gone. Now we've got to start thinking of the second half, and the goal will be to win the second half.
Let's see what the other girls can do. Yep. Nice footwork there. Ball goes out of play, a throw in for Prince Edward Island. This is Sonia Perry with a throw in.
Looks like number 17 Shields has moved into the right back position. She was playing more of a midfield. I was quite impressed with her. The girl from West Prince, number 17, Georgia Shields for PEI in the first half.
The other thing about a tournament like this too, Nick, you get put into a new spot. Maybe you haven't played wide in the right before, and all of a sudden in the tournament you get the experience of playing in the midfield instead of as a defender.
Yep, that can happen as well.
Good battle there. It's about the first 50-50 one the Island girls have won.
Number 10, Anna Pierre Morency. She's one of the players that caught my eye, as I say, when I officiated a few of the exhibition games for the PEI girls in the last few weeks.
Seeing her first action there on the far side.
Imagine one of the smallest girls in the tournament. Very, very skillful. Looks like she's going to take up a position wide left.
Again, the Newfoundland girls first to the ball. Nice turn there. Beautifully done.
Site Penny, the number 17.
Another nice turn. Beautifully done. Excellent work there by Kaylee Gallant.
Looks like Coach Mackey has given goal scorer Lacey Murphy a rest in the second half. I'm sure the PEI girls will be glad to see the back of her.
Throw in to Prince Edward Island on the far side. Still looking to make an impression on the score sheet here. Down by a score of 3-0 in the early minutes of the second half. The Newfoundland and Labrador girls just seem to be a little bit better at finding a teammate, at finding a way to shift the ball to someone to help them. Good speed there on the far side. Could you get it in the cross? Throw in a difficult spot. Last place you want to have a throw in. Deep in your own corner. Oh, good piece of running here. Lots of space ahead of her. Use the space. Now what can they do with it now? Chance to counter here for the Newfoundland and Labrador girls off that turnover. Loose one there. Nice control there. Jay Penny into the game at left back for Newfoundland and Labrador. Under a little bit of pressure here going into the corner. Is it going to stay in? No. Goal kick. A little bit better here from Prince Edward Island in the early minutes of the second half. Still no threat really on the Newfoundland and Labrador goalkeeper. In fact, she's had a pretty easy go of it.
Just taking a few free kicks in the first half there that she caught pretty cleanly. Other than that, there hasn't been a great deal of pressure, as you said, John. But they've got a free kick again, so let's see if Team PEI can get something going here. Foul on number 8, Matheson. And it's going to be Georgia Doucet once again. So see if she can keep this one away from the goalkeeper. She was a little bit too close to the goalkeeper in the first half. She probably wants to put this more towards the far post rather than the near.
Let's see what she does with this one. Toward the penalty spot. Oh, right at it. Beautifully done.
Offside.
Offside, yep. Nice service, though. You've got to hold your anxiety. Don't get too far ahead of yourself on a free kick. Stay half a step behind the defender next to you. It's a real waste when you go offside in a chance like that.
No VAR in this tournament, John, just so in case the viewers are wondering.
You see that box sign, it's not for VAR, it's for maybe some refreshments, Nick.
It could be. Yeah, no, it's the old way. It's all up to the referee and the linesman's eyes.
That's something they're going to have to work out at the professional level.
Yes.
There's still some, I guess you could say, some loopholes in there. You see some of those calls that used to be, there was no second opinion, and the referee said, no, it's not a handball. It's not a handball, but now with the eye in the sky, there could be a handball. I'd like to see a little bit more talking among both these squads, helping each other, telling them where to go with the ball, hold on to it, turn, make a pass wide. Not enough of that talking. Big part of the game, teammate talking. You don't have to think in the game, Nick, when you're playing with guys who are doing all the talking. All you got to do is listen, and you know where to put the ball. There's a nice cross. Just a little bit too far ahead there. Keeper, well, I have not a problem picking that one up. Decides to come out wide here. Again, coming out of the back, and they make it work? No. Midfielder has to come back for the ball and what they call show for the ball so that you're making a target for yourself so that the player with the ball knows exactly where to put it. So both sides guilty of the same thing there. Can you go across the field with that? There's some room there. Yep. Nicely done. Nice touches here by the Island girls.
She's showing well, number 16, Gallant.
Right to the penalty spot. The keeper there calls for it.
They look brighter since the second half started. PEI girls, they do look brighter in the first 10 minutes. Gallant seeing plenty of the ball. Shields is trying to get things going on the right-hand side. Morency's made a bit of a difference up front.
Caught in possession there, the Island girls. Good speed here, getting away. Let's have a Pomeroy there. Chance. Oh, just kind of squeezed off the ball. Good tackle. Good battle there. Good shoulder charge. Nice touch. Throw into Newfoundland and Labrador here on the near side. This is Penny with the throw. Missed kick. Oh, another missed kick. And a throw into Prince Edward Island here on the near touch line. And this is Shields coming up with a throw. People moving for the ball. Nicely done. The tap back is gone. Yep. Feed it forward. Good challenge there from the back line.
You talked about the versatility of players before, John. Just the team sheet that we have in front of us has their position sort of labelled down, and you look at Georgia Seals and she's down as right back, left back, centre back and centre midfield. So yeah, it's good to be versatile at this age.
Yeah.
Learn a number of different positions and be comfortable, and then when you get older you'll find one that you excel at.
And you double your chances of getting on the pitch if there's an injury.
Certainly coaches like players that can be that can play in a number of different positions. Work there up front by Newfoundland, who are certainly working hard. The front girls, that was number 12 for the Newfoundland team, Ellie Power.
Just a little hungrier. Good shot here. Going to drift wide.
Taylor Squires, the number 4 on the far side.
Yeah, if the left back goes down in the game and you've got a decent left foot, you tell the coach, Coach, I could play on the left. Bang, you're right in there. You double your value to the coach.
That's right.
Game has kind of settled into a pattern, Nick. I think now going to be some chances for the Newfoundland and Labrador girls, and the Island girls just don't seem to be able to muster enough to put a real challenge on to get a goal. Played about 11 minutes of the second half.
Once again, just a shout out for all the viewers, and as we said earlier, I'm sure there's a good number that are watching from Newfoundland and Labrador this morning. So a warm welcome to you. You must be pleased with what you're seeing. Well, there is a good contingent of Newfoundland and Labrador supporters here enjoying the sunshine, and some you were talking to, John, said they're staying behind for a bit of a vacation afterwards.
Yeah, a number of players on the team and the families have decided to make good use of the chance to come to the island, and why not mix a little soccer with a little bit of beach and holiday. Free kick to Newfoundland and Labrador on the far side. Getting teed up here. You want to put this one just to the edge of the 18-yard box at that distance, I think, Nick. No wall, which is good to see. I think they're looking at maybe the elbow of the 6-yard box here and see if she can get it that far. Not quite top of the box. Good challenge there by the Island.
There's an opportunity here now. If Gallant can get his goalkeeper staying on her line, so it's going to be a one-on-one.
Oh, good save by the keeper. Danger not passed, though. Kept it on the floor, hit it right at the goalkeeper. Still, nice cross in there. Keeper ideally placed there to pick that one out of the sky.
Did well there, goalkeeper King. She held her ground. She made the striker have to make a decision. And as we talked about, the decision-making process is all part of the learning curve for these players. And faced with that one-on-one, she probably had a million things going through her mind, what to do. And in the end, she hit it at the goalkeeper, and we'll see what can happen here.
It's open here on the right-hand side. She decides to punt it upfield, good distance. Oh, don't let the ball bounce.
Here she is again.
Yeah. Speed and recovery there.
Good defending by...
Is that Davis Tucker there on the right-hand side?
16, yep. But similar to what we were saying in the first half, maybe the defenders not quite sure what to do when they're faced with that ball back to their own goal. Gallant there, probably not had too many clear one-on-one opportunities in her short soccer career so far.
Not something they practice.
Not really. Not. It doesn't happen too often in games. So you know what's running through her mind. Shall I take her on? Shall I shoot? And more often than not, it doesn't go in.
Somewhere in between.
And that's what happened.
She tried to keep it on the floor, though. Well, we'll give her that. It didn't go over the top of the bar. She kept it on the floor, but the keeper got a boot on it.
Yeah. It wasn't a difficult save, I guess, for goalkeeper King.
Oh! Yes! There it is. First goal. Prince Edward Island now on the goal sheet.
Addison Langley with the goal.
Again, Nick.
Bit of a mix-up at the back.
Another example of no one taking charge, and the goalkeeper thinking that the defender is going to get it, and the defender thinking the goalkeeper was going to get it.
Yep.
And it ended up in a goal.
Yep. Pretty similar in a way to the first goal that Newfoundland scored, just that miscommunication. And something which Coach Mackey will, I'm sure, address as these girls continue their high-performance soccer journey.
Some nice touches in 1-2 on the far side there. Ball centered in. Oh, good tackle there. I think that was Juliet Bader with the tackle. I think she may have come out the worst on that. I think she's got a little bit of a twisted ankle, but no. She's hobbling a little bit, but I think she'll be all right.
My father's a physician, and a mother, so I'm sure that he'll get it patched up pretty quick if needed.
Good battle there. Well done down the near sideline here.
That's goal scorer Langley. I think Coach McKenna will be quite pleased with the way the second half's gone. We talked about it as a new game at half-time, and I'm sure she told the girls to try and win the second half, and right now they're doing a good job of that. And looks like PEI girls, in fact both teams are going to make some substitutions in just a few moments.
Referee halting the game so the substitutions can be made.
Newfoundland are going to make two changes, and PEI 1. Going off for PEI is number 9, Sophie Leclerc. And leaving for Newfoundland looks like it's number 4, Taylor Squires. And number 2, Rebecca Tobin.
It's beginning to warm up. Sun getting up into the middle part of the sky here now, and temperature is on the rise. Good feed here by Matheson, getting the ball forward. Here's one for us. Oh, just missed us, Nick. This is Shields with a throw in. Ball punched forward.
Zoe Olskamp, who come back into the game. Number 12 for PEI. Nice work on the far side, just a bit of a heavy touch there.
Nice sidestep move there. Ball fed through, not quite.
It was Olskamp. Here's Langley. Offside.
A little slow coming back into an onside position there. Even when you're not in the play, you've got to be onside, because before you know it, the ball could be coming your way, and you don't want to be in an offside position. Free kick to Newfoundland and Labrador here. Some good talking by the front line there, telling the goalkeeper where to put the ball.
Worked that well out of there. Still going.
Well done. Turning it back is, yeah, nicely done. I was asking a little bit too much there. I don't think that Kaylin Gallant's going to get to that one. It's a throw into Newfoundland and Labrador here on the near sideline.
PEI going to make another change by the looks of it, John.
Throw into Newfoundland and Labrador here now. Are we going to get the change, or no, they're going to let the play go? Nice takedown there. Here's the changes now.
Goal scorer Langley is going to be the one to be replaced, and it's going to be Jerica Doucette coming back into the game. Probably just take up a position on this right wing, like for like. No, she's actually going over to the left. And it's going to be Pomeroy that's going to come and play on the right.
An opportunity here. Good quick shot. Keeper scooped that one up without a problem. And a nice clearance forward. Well met by Newfoundland and Labrador. Ball nicely slid up the near sideline here. Nice feed in. Does the flag stay down? Yes, it does. Shot opportunity. Didn't get her body quite aimed properly at the goal. Her body was aimed a little bit to the right of the goal, and as a consequence, that's where her right foot put it.
Just needed to, as you say, body position not quite right, but good defending though. I think it was there by Penny to come across, or was it? No, it was Davis Tucker to cut the angle down, making it difficult for Gallant, who's had a couple of good opportunities for PEI in the second half.
Yeah, they have something to talk about. They've chalked up a goal. Something to build on, Nick, in the tournament.
Yeah, and a few chances as well, which I think will please Coach McKenna. First half, they didn't really create a good goal-scoring opportunity on the Newfoundland back line, but certainly they've had 2 or 3 in the second half, and right now they are leading the second half by a 1-0, but 3-1 down overall.
Throw into Prince Edward Island on the far side. I think that if we had to put a clock on it, I think we've seen a lot more of Prince Edward Island being in the Newfoundland half here in the latter part of the game than we did in the early going. A little bit more of a togetherness. I think a 3-1 lead will do that for you. There seems to be a little bit more of a bounce in the step, a little bit more togetherness in the Newfoundland and Labrador girls. Not a good place to be dribbling. There's an opportunity now for Newfoundland and Labrador's Fleming to come into the play. Spins her way around the defender.
Good defending by Shields, shielding the ball there.
Using her body, well done.
Good shielding by Shields. I'm sorry. I was waiting for the
There's
whole
an
game.
opportunity. Oh!
I thought, when can we get that in? And we did.
Good cross there, knocked down by the defender. Goalkeeper stops it from going out for a corner. Got an opportunity here on the right-hand side if she can get the ball over there. Lots of room right ahead of her. Chance to shoot here if she can get her head up. Got no help. Goes into the far pocket. Turns. Almost gets it crossed. Danger not passed yet, though. Somebody's going to help her. She can get a shot away. Can she lay it off? Yeah, she does. Good battle there from the Island girls.
And the change coming in on the far side for PEI.
Geez, I don't know about you, Nick, but I think I should have put the sun lotion on here this morning. I know it's only, it's not even midday, but it's starting to feel pretty warm here.
Yeah, you're starting to look a bit crispy from what I can see.
And I got to go play golf a little later today. I better watch myself.
Certainly a great day for it. Might even help your game a bit.
All right, throw into Newfoundland and Labrador. We've got less than, about 15 minutes to go. Newfoundland and Labrador leading in the opening game of the Atlantic Under-13, Under-14 Girls All-Star Championships here on Prince Edward Island this week. A well-deserved 3-1 lead for Newfoundland and Labrador. Island needing early in the second half before they got on the score sheet. Newfoundland and Labrador scoring before 4 minutes. Were up in the first half and built on that throughout the first 35 minutes, and their full value for their 3-1 lead here.
Just a change by Coach McKenna again. It's Gallant that's gone off, and Sarah Lewis, number 19, is back in for Prince Edward Island. Gallant probably contemplate the 2 chances that she had, be thinking about those, wondering what she can do differently next time.
Chance to counter-attack here now. Nice speed. Good control.
Good hustle by Pomeroy and Shields. No, that's going to be a foul.
Yeah. A little bit too much pushing there.
Good shoulder barge as the Newfoundland team are going to make a change themselves. Didn't see who went off. Oh, I didn't even see anybody go off. Still, just out of interest for the viewers, if you've been watching the Women's World Cup, you've been seeing a few of the new rule changes, such as being able to be substituted off anywhere on the field. And now even the ball doesn't have to leave the 18-yard box from a goal kick, just to let people know that these rules aren't in play here. And those laws of the game that you're probably still used to. You have to cross the field to be substituted. Still in operation in this tournament.
Those new rules, I guess, Nick, designed to speed the game up
Certainly
just
the substitution rule. I think that's a great rule. That's you see that all the time. Players take almost 5 minutes to leave the field when now the referee can order them to leave at the nearest point. So
no more stalling.
No, I dare say we'll see that introduced in our local soccer leagues for next year. And also the rule about the ball having to not leave the 18-yard box is a good rule as well. You see that, especially in youth soccer. A lot of the time they do have trouble getting the ball out of the penalty area sometimes, and
it can lead to mistakes.
It leads to mistakes, and now this will give teams a little bit more of an opportunity. So I dare say we'll see those rule changes come into operation next year. But for the tournament today, once again, we're seeing that ball played out of the back, and the ball leaves the area, and Newfoundland will try and play down the left-hand side.
Chance here for the PEI girls Danger passes, though. Referee spotted some pushing there. It's a free kick to Prince Edward Island.
Georgia Jusets, he takes all the free kicks for PEI.
It's toward the top of the box. A good run on that one. Opportunity. Oh, somebody could have put a boot on that or put something on it. It just spun away, and the Prince Edward Island girls were unable to cash in.
Another change by, it looks like Addison Langley's coming back in. Just a quick break for the PEI goal scorer, and it's Callie McDonald that will go off.
Had a good game, McDonald. Been solid at that right back spot.
And looks like Langley's coming over to play right back, and the ever versatile Shields has now moved to a left back position. So that's her third position of the game. As I say, it certainly helps. She hasn't left the field the whole game, so the coach can move her around, not have to disrupt the team too much with the substitutions. And we have 5 minutes left on the clock to play.
Throw into Prince Edward Island here on the near sideline. Nice chest down there. Forwarded by the Islanders. Tried to slide one through, just didn't connect. Opportunity for a shot here. Can you get it away? No, not quite. Danger passes. Good tackle there.
She's been impressive, the number 13. Hannah Neville, been good on the ball for the Newfoundland team.
She's one of those girls on that Whitecap, Vancouver Whitecap squad that travels out for training.
Been very
impressed
impressed
youth
with
soccer.
her.
Yep.
Here she is again, number 13 for Newfoundland. Certainly one of the impressive players on display this afternoon. Still got ball. Not in any great rush, going into the corner. She's been watching the pros, John.
Yeah.
Bit early with 4 minutes left, but that's okay. She probably needs a breather, all the work that she's put in this morning.
So we're not playing any special extra time in this tournament. After the 70 minutes are up, if it's a tie, it's a tie. And the extra time and the penalty shots, the penalties come into play when we get to the middle round on Sunday, Nick.
Neville going into the corner again.
Yep. It's
good for her. Nice intelligent play there. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Showing good footwork.
Nice body use, using her body to shield off the ball.
And there she is again. Nice
Look
play.
at
Good
excellent,
to see. Yeah,
excellent
good
footwork
there. And she wins the throw. Nice to see that confidence at this age group.
Yeah. That Neville's been picking up a few tricks there on that Whitecap outfit that she's been training with, Nick.
Things like that are such a great opportunity for players of this age. It wasn't so long ago before the indoor facilities and the turf fields, provincial teams wouldn't be picked until April or May, and you're having to train indoors at places like the university on hard floors. But now the programs are pretty much all year round, and these kids have got an opportunity to practice their skills, pretty much all the time. And you're seeing that today.
You can try things. You know, there's an opportunity to try different things. Corner kick here. Newfoundland and Labrador. We've only got about a minute or so. I don't think they'll add too much time. There hasn't been a whole lot of injuries. There have been a few substitutes. We're into the last, well, probably about the last minute, maybe a little bit more. This is Neville with the ball. Showcasing her skills there in the corner in the last few minutes. She's got a chance to take a corner kick.
Maybe a bit of an injury to the PEI goalkeeper. She's got a...
Keeper might have got dinged there on that exchange there along the touch line.
Seems okay.
Yeah. A little bit of ice will take care of that, I think, Nick. Near post feed. Nobody there to challenge it. Chance to counter here quickly off the corner. Can they do something with it? Oh, nearly. Still. Oh, well, there's a real opportunity there, Nick.
Yeah, just trying to get something going. The fourth official put the sign up. I didn't quite see it. Haley Tersteeg on the far side, indicating how long there is left.
4 minutes, I think they said. There are going to be an extra 4 minutes added to the game for all the substitutions. Throw in on the far side.
I'm not sure either coach would really welcome an extra 4 minutes on the Heat. Maybe the PEI team if they can just grab a second goal, but don't see any sign of any more substitutions happening at this stage of the game. Both coaches will be happy to get their teams in. Get a little bit of a rest, cool down. Just a reminder, John, we've got the game coming up in just over half an hour, the under-14 girls between these two teams, Newfoundland and Prince Edward Island. And then this afternoon's games sees New Brunswick take on Nova Scotia.
Couple of minutes left here. At time added on. Ball fed in toward the goal. There's been a few instances here in the second half where if the touch had just been a little bit better, Nick, the Prince Edward Island girls would have had a few more opportunities on goal. If they had just a little bit of better pass, a little bit better touch, they might have been able to do some business. Goalkeeper's clearances have been quite good.
Just thinking she'd probably be very pleased. You know, nervy first half for goalkeeper Ramsey, as we talked about earlier, but she's been very sure second half.
Yep.
So she'll go into tomorrow's game if she's playing, or whether it will be the other Prince Edward Island goalkeeper, Natasha Kowalchuk. We probably see her at some point in this tournament. She may well be in the nets for tomorrow's game. Both coaches said before the game they're going to try and get everybody in for as much as possible.
Opportunity to bring it up the line here. Chance to counterattack here for Newfoundland and Labrador. Oh, look at that. Nice piece of dribbling there by Neville. Going to try and try her luck for the second.
I think she's heading for that corner flag again. There she goes. Yeah, she's made friends with that corner flag the last 10 minutes or so.
Throw into Prince Edward Island. Penny coming up to take the throw in. The left back here looking for some support on the throw. Everybody pretty tightly marked. Goes down the line. Neville again. Like a dog with a bone, Nick. He goes right in that corner with the ball. Good escape there by Prince Edward Island. Room to run inside.
Good play
there it is.
Pomeroy. Good play.
Good recovery by the back line of Newfoundland and Labrador there to shut off that potential shot opportunity on goal for Prince Edward Island. Here they go again. A chance to shoot here. They get a shot, a deflection. Oh, that's another good chance there, Nick. And the final whistle goes. Newfoundland and Labrador under 13 girls, the victor here this morning in Charlottetown by a score of 3-1 over Prince Edward Island in the first game of the Atlantic under 13 girls, under 14 girls All-Star Championships. As Nick said a few moments ago, we'll be back in a bit with the second game of the day, featuring the under 14 girls from Prince Edward Island and Newfoundland and Labrador. So from Charlottetown for now, this is John Morrison for Nick Murray saying congratulations to Newfoundland and Labrador girls on a well-deserved 3-1 win here this morning.